If you're wondering whether you should take a GLP-1 to lose weight, I want you to watch what happened to Oprah after she actually stopped taking Ozempic.
Off of the medications all last year, and I gained 20 pounds because I wanted to test it, because everybody was saying you're going to gain the weight, and I'm going to show them they're not going to gain the weight. I'm going to hike, I'm going to do it.
So you were taking it and then you got off of
and
it.
then I was taking it, then I got off of it, and then I gained 3 pounds, and I gained 5 pounds, and I gained 10 pounds, and before you know it.
But also, you write about this, you gained the pounds, but more than that, the noise was back.
The noise was back. The noise of where you're just standing there looking at the refrigerator and what can I eat? And so I was trying to eat more healthily, but still put the weight back on. If you're on blood pressure medication,
Yes.
which a lot of people are on blood pressure medication, if you stop your blood pressure medication, your blood pressure is going to go up. The same thing.
What happened to Oprah is something that's really common with a lot of people. You see, if you take a GLP-1, it's going to work by basically making you a little bit less hungry. Now, as you increase the dose, you're going to feel significantly less hungry because you're getting that signal changed essentially from your brain to that feeling in your stomach where you feel like you want to grab something. Now, a lot of the time, and I've worked with quite a few clients now who've gone through that journey, they've tried the GLP-1s and some have been successful at it because they were already understanding the basics of nutrition, but a lot of them sometimes didn't lose weight or they lost some weight, but then they come back to me or they start working with me because they realize that once they stopped the medication, the weight just came back on. And now, here is my advice for a lot of people who are on the fence about considering these drugs. These drugs work, there's no doubt about them. But if you actually don't have the foundation around what makes weight loss happen, as soon as you stop taking them, the weight's just going to come back on. And it doesn't have to be like that. And I'm going to give you 3 different concepts that I think are super important that if you follow them, you will find that if you take these drugs, you will see better results, longer lasting results. The first thing that I want you to understand is that you need to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. And you probably have heard that before, so I'm not going to harp on about that. But inside of that calorie deficit, it would be advisable that you try and aim to have a high protein diet. Now, a high protein diet isn't just good because it's going to help you build muscle, but it's actually really good because it's going to help you dent your hunger naturally. So 30 grams of protein in your breakfast, 30 grams of protein in lunch, 30 grams of protein even at dinner. Now, you're probably wondering, what does that look like? Well, for breakfast, that could look like 4 eggs and some toast. Toast has some amount of protein, so simple way to get your 30 grams. Then for lunchtime, 180 gram can of tuna will have pretty much 31 grams of protein. You can have that with a salad, as a sandwich, with a wrap, any way you want. Then for dinner, you're looking at basically 150 grams of chicken meat. Most of your meats are going to be able to meet that 30 gram, 40 gram protein intake. For snacks, you could also get, you can get like these high protein yogurts nowadays. They're everywhere. Get one of those. You could even get yourself just a protein powder, like a scoop of protein. For most good protein powders is going to be around 30 grams of protein. So that's going to be the first thing you want to do. The second thing you're going to want to do and build a habit of is making sure you're having some amount of fiber. 5 to 7 grams is a good place to start with most of your meals. For most people, you can start doing that by aiming to increase your vegetable intake, salad, and fruits. So something that you can do between your main meals is have fruits as snacks. Fruits are not bad. Most fruits are relatively low in calories. If you have like diabetes or issues like that, make sure you're choosing like low glycemic food, fruit. But fruit in general is going to offer you a pretty decent amount of fiber. So most vegetables, even like a lot of legumes are also going to do that. And fiber is also going to help you with decreasing your hunger, which is going to help you with between meals, not feeling as hungry, not having as much of that food noise that a lot of the times the GLP-1s help you with. And the last thing that I think would be really beneficial to a lot of you is making sure that you're following the 300 calorie rule. The 300 calorie rule is a rule that a lot of people utilize when they're trying to lose weight. That basically tells them that you want to allocate at least 300 calories to snacks throughout the day. The reason why we do this every day ahead of time is because if you're allocating 300 calories to snacks, you're going to not feel like you have to not eat anything that's like indulgent. And if you pre-plan your snacks, you're going to realize you can have better choices. You can actually include them in your calorie deficit, and that they can actually become a part of your life, not something that you just have to keep denying yourself of. One of the main reasons why people struggle to lose weight is because we choose options that are just unrealistic for us. We try and think to ourselves, I'm going to starve for like 4 or 7 days and I'm going to drop heaps of weight and I'm going to feel good about myself. Realistically, you need to come up with a strategy that is like something that you can actually grab onto long term. So following the 300 calorie rule and making sure that you're taking into account the fact that you want to have some snacks throughout the day is something that's going to help you. Now, my advice to snacks would be things like, again, fruit, muesli bars, a lot of these high protein yogurts. They can taste really good. You can add things to these things to make them, enhance their flavor without really adding many calories. All these things are going to help you with actually denting your hunger in a natural way. And if you keep these habits while you're on these GLP-1s, if you've chosen to take them, or if your doctor's recommended them for you, then what you're going to find is when you come off of them, that hunger noise that so many people talk about, that just comes back when the doses aren't in your body anymore, won't feel as strongly anymore. Because if you're hitting 30 grams of protein, 5 to 7 grams of fiber in every single meal, and you're accounting for the snacks that you want to have into your diet, nothing's going to change too much once you finally come off of these drugs. Now, if you're the kind of person who feels like you don't even know where to start, the first thing I would do is I would utilize my free calorie calculator. There's a link below in this video. Utilize it, figure out exactly what your calorie deficit should be. If you're the kind of person who needs a bit of help and support, then there's a link below also for my coaching waitlist. Put your details in there. I'll contact you and we'll see if we're the right fit to work together. And if you're the kind of person who just is after some inspiration because you don't know if weight loss can really be possible without these drugs, then check out this video here because I helped this client lose 40 kilos without any Ozempic over 18 months.